What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Gear Breaking Nation, where we give excellent assessment and reviews. And in this video, we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man 3. Now, Spider-Man 3 is a 2007 superhero film, and it follows Peter Parker, who has not fully embraced Spider-Man. But all of this comes threatened with the rise of three villains: the Sandman, the new Goblin, and the symbiote known as Venom. This film is a mixed bag to a lot of fans of the series, and in this review, I'm definitely going to sit there and elaborate on that. First, I will admit the performance once again are terrific. The original cast do great performances. Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, they all do a terrific job with the characters, fleshing them out and giving them much personality, as well as the emotional depth that the story pulled from these characters. But also new additions come into the fray. You got Haden Church, who plays the Sandman, Flint Marko, and I do like his character for the most part. I wish that there was a little bit more to his story rather than what was presented, because it does feel like they just kind of pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Topher Grace comes in and does a great job as Eddie Brock. You can kind of tell that he's jealous of Peter Parker. One thing I can admit about the Eddie Brock character is that is somewhat likable and somewhat understandable, because he's just trying to sit there and get ahead in life, and then this event just happens and just screws his life up. I really think that his character should have been introduced and elaborated a little bit on. Franco pops up as the new Goblin, and I do like his incarnation of the Goblin. He had a great outfit. I liked his incarnation of the Goblin. I thought he did a really good job. And you can kind of see how that he's going through this emotional turmoil when it comes to him hating Spider-Man, but at the same time, he knows that it's his friend Peter Parker. So I really did appreciate that. I will admit that I really appreciated the story, because I like the fact that it did flesh out certain elements of the first two films that weren't really elaborated on, but they did elaborate on in this film, and it's done in a pretty good way. We have Spider-Man has finally embraced who he is. Life is going good. He's a complete badass. The city loves him. And then these events are starting to kind of tear his life apart. I did appreciate the new Goblin outfit design. I thought it was badass. I liked the Sandman design. I thought it was pretty cool. And I know this is highly controversial, but I'm going to sit here and just say it now. I loved the Venom suit design, not only as Spider-Man, but as the actual Venom. He was completely badass. He was menacing. He wasn't bulky like he usually is in like the comics, but he looks freaking amazing. I loved the character. He was completely badass. If there's one thing that this movie got right, in my opinion, it was definitely the Venom costume design. The action sequences are completely badass, of course. Spider-Man is just doing his thing, and now he has to fight these three villains, so you get a fight with each one, and they're all pretty epic, especially the climactic battle at the end. The score is just beautiful. It's completely killed again. Definitely does a great job of fleshing out the more emotional aspects of the film, as well as the action ones. Now, this movie does have a bit of a negative side to it on several fronts. First, it does have an overabundance of just plot lines. First, you have the Peter Parker and Harry Osborn plot line, and then you got the Spider-Man versus Sandman plot line, then you got the Spider-Man versus the Venom plot line, and it just feels like it's just they tried to force like 3 or 4 different movies into one movie, and it does become distracting, because these certain storylines could have been fleshed out to movies they own, and it's most unfortunate that they just decided to just map those together like that. The film definitely could have been better with just one storyline and just ran with that. Everybody admits to this, I'm going to admit to it too. The whole Venom aspect of him actually showing up into the film definitely was shoot in. In the end, Spider-Man 3 is a good film. It does have a share of problems, and it mostly focuses around the fact that there's just too many plots rolled into one movie. I will say it does have a decent story. Depending on which story you actually want to focus on. They do have good performances by the cast. Visual effects are terrific. The costume designs are terrific. It has good action. The music is just good. I will say Spider-Man 3 deserves a 3 out of 5. Now, this movie definitely could have been better, and I would like to elaborate in another video on how they could have did a better job when it comes to this movie. Anyways, guys, in the comment section below, let me know, what did you think of Spider-Man 3? Also, I would like to know, which one of the villain incarnation did you like the most? As much as I like the new Goblin, I like Flint Marko, I really love the Venom costume design. I thought he was completely badass. And until the next edition of Get Breaking Nation, guys, remember, keep those gears turning.